Hey, beautiful people of the living God. All praises to the Most High. Today I'm gonna explain the video before I pull out the scriptures proving what I'm saying. Okay? We're gonna talk about Deuteronomy 13 and 19. So when I bring the lesson out, you guys can have already have read Deuteronomy 13 and 19 and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. So Deuteronomy and 13 and 19 proves to you that God gave no man religion. He set before you life and death, a blessing and a curse. He gave you choice. A choice if you were going to choose life and a blessing, or the choice if you were going to choose death and a curse. All right. The thing about King Solomon, he wants me to talk about King Solomon, but I'm going to explain it before I get into the scriptures backing up everything I'm going to say, because he wants me to teach this lesson to you. A lot of men in this day and age aspire to be like King Solomon. But the thing about King Solomon and his story, they missed a lot of it. When you read, you should read with comprehension. When you read and you don't understand something, you should read it again. Or you should ask God for the clarity and the understanding of what you read. Because many people teach that story wrong. But we're going to go through the scriptures. Because you people say Solomon was blessed the wisest man. I say Solomon was blessed wise with a wise heart of judgment. God blessed him with a wise heart of judgment. You people say he was the wisest man to ever walk the earth. I disagree. The scriptures even tell you there's a wiser than Solomon here. I am going to prove to you that Solomon was not the wisest man to walk the earth. And I'm going to prove to you God didn't bless Solomon with wisdom. He had a wise and understanding heart. God blessed him with what he asked for. And you guys read wrong. And another thing, Solomon's heart wasn't perfect with God at the end. God showed up to Solomon in his second vision. And why did he show up to Solomon in his second vision? To warn him that if Solomon doesn't keep his charge, keep his commandment, and if King Solomon's children didn't keep his commandment, that what would God do? He would not be king forever of Israel. And what did God say at the end? King Solomon's heart wasn't perfect with God, as was his father David. So God did what? God didn't choose Solomon. God chose the daughter of Zion, his sister. And what he wants you to know, woman turned away his heart. He married strange women, and he had 700 wives and 300 concubines. That story was to show you, do not be a wicked, proud king and have many wives, because God won't bless you and they'll turn away your heart. That story was to teach you that them women turned away Solomon's heart. It was women that caused Solomon to fall. It's women why Solomon was not king forever. Like the blessing that God gave him. God gave Solomon a blessing. He gave him blessing and life. And he told him, choose life and choose the blessing. And he told Solomon, if he didn't do what he told him, he's death and a curse. So King Solomon is not as blessed as you thought. And how the pastors preach and how you guys aspire to be the wisest man, the richest man, like King Solomon. And with the most understanding. He wasn't blessed like that. He was blessed with a heart, a wise heart of judgment. He knew how to judge. That is why he judged wisely between the two women, which were his two concubines. And you don't even know that because you never read Nathan the prophet. But you need to read Nathan the prophet because it explains all of King Solomon's bad behavior. And that is what God wants me to tell you and to teach you. God was not pleased with King Solomon. King Solomon made his people think it was okay to worship idols. King Solomon made people think it's okay to have 700 wives, 300 concubines, full of soul ties. And King Solomon, in the end, was a wizard. He did plenty witchcraft. He used his wise heart and his understanding that he was blessed with to teach evil. He used his wisdom for evil, and that is what God wants you to know. And he's the reason why the book of Nathan the prophet is not in the King James Bible, and you don't know about his bad behavior. And I'm going to go through the scriptures. I'm going to go through the Holy Scriptures, and I'm going to read what God blessed him with. And I'm going to go through the Nathan the prophet book, and I'm going to show you. And I'm going to go through Deuteronomy 9:3, and I'm going to go through the Holy Bible, the King James Version, and show you that God warned Solomon, and he never gave him a religion, neither did he give any man or woman. He placed before you life and death, a blessing and a curse. And King Solomon chose death, and he chose the curse because God showed up to him again. That's why it says at the end, his women turned away his heart. Strange women, you men don't listen, but you aspire to be like Solomon. God doesn't want you to be like King Solomon. He wants you to be better than King Solomon. God was not pleased with King Solomon.